Antacid that starts working in seconds, and an acid reducer that relieves occasional heartburn all day. Hepsa Complete.
Woolite protects your favorites from fading, pilling, and stretching. Woolite, protect what you love.
Here, southwest of Columbiana, this will be pushing over toward Middleton, and then let's go north just a little bit if you don't mind. I appreciate that. Okay, this is somewhere we'll be watching. Okay, don't see anything too significant in there, but again, this is some gusty wind that also extends up toward Youngstown and Boardman tonight with this line of storms moving on through. So right now, no huge signatures that are sounding alarm bells with us in here, but we're watching those closely. Jim?
And as you mentioned, that tornado warning was just south of Cleveland just an hour ago, so it is moving at a quick pace. That's now potential for place over the next hour or two, and then we'll be waiting on better moisture to move in. Right now, as we look at dew points, you can see 20s and 30s across eastern Ohio. That's very dry air compared to what we're seeing in southern Ohio. It may take a minute for those showers to start reaching the ground, but I do expect that trend to start changing as we get closer to tomorrow morning. Currently, temperatures are mostly in the 50s. I do have some upper 40s across Trumbull County. As those clouds build in, our temperatures may come up a little bit, try and drop again toward morning as those showers start moving in, but generally, they're not going to move very much from where we're sitting currently. I'm looking for highs tomorrow at about mid-50s. One other variable that we'll be watching during your Friday, it's going to be the winds. They're not too bad right now. It's a pretty light breeze coming out of the east, but into tomorrow, winds try and pick up a little bit as that low pressure system approaches from the south. What we'll be looking at as we get into the afternoon, we have the potential for gusts around 30 miles per hour, so it's nothing too extreme, but noticeably different from the last few days. That breeze sticks around not just through the afternoon into your Friday evening, and as we get this storm system to start moving off to our east Saturday, we still may have a little bit of a breeze at least to start your day. Now, as far as rainfall amounts go, the precipitation totals are likely to be within the half-inch to potentially up to a 1-inch range. This is from now through Saturday morning, as we'll see those showers around throughout a large part of our Friday morning into Friday afternoon, more sporadic, and then a chance for more scattered rain into your Friday night and towards Saturday morning. So hour by hour view, we start the day off 6 a.m. You see those showers approaching. Now remember what I showed you with the dry air. We could start things off for maybe an hour or two in the morning where we start seeing that precipitation showing on radar but struggling to reach the ground. We'll overcome that with the moisture that's going to be pulled in and eventually the potential there for some moderate to heavy downpours at times through the morning and into the afternoon. Mid to late afternoon, you notice there's not a whole lot of rain showing up. It's much more isolated the second half of the day, but we still have a chance to see a shower or two. Tomorrow night, I do expect more scattered rain working through the area. Again, the potential there for a couple of downpours, a little more moderate. And your Saturday starts off with the chance for showers greatest in the morning. As we get into the afternoon, what I'll be watching for are these clouds trying to break a bit. We may see some peaks of sun that help take us to the 60s. Don't get used to that though. Into Sunday, we still have the risk for some showers, and then into next week, colder air that's on the backside of this storm system is going to keep things very chilly, rather cloudy, and we're going to deal with several days with the risk for scattered showers. So tonight, 47 for the low. We're looking at that rain approaching through the night, developing into tomorrow morning. Again, steady rain possible here to start your day. Into the afternoon, a chance for a rumble of thunder. It'll be breezy, 54 the high, and then those showers more sporadic into the mid to late afternoon and evening. But for Saturday, we start the day off with a chance for some lingering rain showers and sprinkles in the morning. The afternoon, trying to squeeze out a peak or two of sun with a high around 60, and there you see that stretch of unsettled weather, scattered showers several days, and we kick off the month of May with highs only in the 40s.
2023, welcome to the show.
This is the game we all want to see.
Batting averages are up this
Temperatures this evening in the 50s. You can expect an isolated shower or a sprinkle early this evening. The chance of showers or even some thunder if that cluster can hold together out of the west as we get into late evening and overnight. Temperatures will fall back into the upper 40s first thing tomorrow morning. Now for your Saturday, just a small chance of an isolated shower, especially early in the day. Plenty of clouds around and some gusty wind expected throughout the afternoon. Temperatures pushing back into the upper 50s, will be around 60 by tomorrow afternoon, but it does look like that's going to be the warmest day for a while, because by tomorrow night, some showers drift back in, chance of thunder overnight, and then on Sunday, as the next disturbance rotates through here, there's going to be the chance of showers or even a thunderstorm as temperatures build back into the upper 40s to around 50 degrees by Sunday afternoon, and then by Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, turning even colder. 48 tonight, scattered showers, isolated thunderstorm possible this evening. Again, watching that cluster out of the west. Tomorrow, your high temperature at 60 degrees. A big part of the day's dry, just a small chance of an isolated shower, especially through the morning. Now, Sunday's high back in the upper 50s, scattered showers, chance of a thunderstorm, and then early next week, there come the 40s. Highs in the mid-40s Monday, barely making it into the 40s on Tuesday, and with those colder temperatures overnight, even some snowflakes trying to mix in into the early morning hours of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. A chance of showers will stay with us through Wednesday, and then the risk starts to fade away late in the week, and the temperature finally starting to turn around, and that looks like it'll be a trend into the second week of May.
Turning to the weather now, we've got a lot to discuss. Aaron, we just saw some rain over there where Jason is in Somerville. Turning to the weather now. We do have some storms starting to fire up. They're tapping into instability kind of south of I-20, and I do think just over the next hour or so, we're really going to continue to see things ramping up and increasing as far as storm coverage is concerned. So just kind of taking a look right now from our storm chaser, Jason McLaughlin. He's looking at this one particular storm that does have a severe warning there. So you can see the clouds really building. He's been tracking the storm for really a couple of hours at this point, producing some large hail, some damaging wind gusts as well. And I do think the tornado threat is going up for some of these storms as well. So when we come out to first alert radar to give you an idea of what we're seeing right now, several warnings and a watch to talk about, and then we've got to get through the forecast into this evening. Now, what we've got going on right now with this storm in Eastland County, there's actually two different warnings. This first one for the northern half of the storm, it goes through 5 o'clock this evening. Storm moving to the east, north.
Real pumping water cream. Look at this bounce. I love it. You will love it. And so will your skin.
New this morning, a fire station in Trumbull County is now closed after storms from earlier this month.
First News reporter Kyle Alexander is live in Warren. He has more on how this could impact response times and how firefighters are working to solve the issue. Kyle?
Good morning, Anna. Good morning, Brandon. According to Warren Professional Firefighters Local 204,
this afternoon, some showers around, but these will decrease as the afternoon goes on. Still plenty of clouds around. A small chance into the early evening for an isolated shower or a thunderstorm, but a better chance later this evening for these showers and storms out of the west to sweep on through here into tonight. Now, they should be weakening as they move into our direction, but it's something we'll be watching into the evening. And then tomorrow, just a tiny chance of an isolated shower, especially through the morning, even into the afternoon. I wouldn't completely rule out a sprinkle. Temperatures are climbing back into the upper 50s to around 60 degrees tomorrow afternoon. But it is going to be a gusty day. And then tomorrow night, here comes that next wave of rain, a rain developing overnight. There's a small chance of a thunderstorm too. And then on Sunday, showers and the chance of a thunderstorm will stick around here as we wrap up our weekend. And we're just going to continue to have those showers in the forecast, cooler temperatures next week. 58 this afternoon, rain showers taking a break later this afternoon. The chance of a shower or storm moving back in later this evening into tonight. 48 is your low. Tomorrow, just a very small chance of an isolated shower, especially in the morning, back up to around 60. The rain threat increases tomorrow night into Sunday. Showers with the chance of thunderstorms. And then look at next week. Highs only in the mid-40s Monday and Tuesday. Rain showers, even some snowflakes trying to mix in through the morning hours. Temperatures stay cool and the unsettled weather It's not going anywhere. The improvement starts next weekend, so we have another week of this, and then our temperatures will finally start feeling like spring on into the second week of May. Here, southwest of Columbiana, this will be pushing over toward Middleton, and then let's go north just a little bit if you don't mind. I appreciate that. Okay, this is somewhere we'll be watching. Okay, don't see anything too significant in there, but again, this is some gusty wind that also extends up toward Youngstown and Boardman tonight with this line of storms moving on through. So right now, no huge signatures that are sounding alarm bells with us in here, but we're watching those closely. Jim?
And as you mentioned, that tornado warning was just south of Cleveland just an hour ago, so it is moving at a quick pace. Now potential for tornado to form just south of that, and the National Weather Service puts that out so you have as much prep time as possible, and to keep you on the alert that is possibility that you might need to seek shelter if you are south, as you mentioned, into parts of southwestern and southern Columbiana County for the potential for that to spin up. And still not looking at anything that's overwhelmingly giving us a radar signature, because many times a tornado warning will be issued if, of course, it's dark nighttime right now, if radar signature shows the signature that we're looking for to show us that we have rotation, they will go ahead and put out the severe thunderstorm warning, change it to a tornado warning, if in fact they do see radar signatures out of the National Weather Service, and we're trying to stay ahead of that as well.
All right, and let's go ahead and go back to that one spot we were just looking at here, and that is just south of Columbiana. I am going to go ahead and switch radar products here. Let's get in a little bit closer here. Unionville, rather, excuse me, southeast of Latonia. If you're living in the East Fairfield area, Rogers, New Waterford, up and down 7 here. This is just south of Columbiana. This is an area. I want to go ahead and switch radar sources. This is a little concerning. Okay, this is just south of Columbiana. Again, not a strong signature, but this is an area we're going to watch here. And let's talk about some of these roads in this region here. This is just south of Columbiana here in the east of Route 11. This would be west of Route 7 here. So again, if we turn this on, different products on here, and we'll go ahead and take a look at this. This is south of Columbiana, around the Middleton area, in north central parts of Columbiana County here this evening. And there you go. You can plainly see that this is an area that we're starting to see just a slight amount. Okay, that was a tornado warning has expired from Stark County, so that's good news. That is the storm off to the west. So this is an area we're going to watch here, just south of Columbiana. This is still pushing some strong gusty wind with it here across Columbiana County now. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of those numbers. Good, Ryan?
And that's it. I want to see too if we look at that from Pittsburgh's radar site there as well, because what we're seeing in there too, certainly picking up on very strong wind gusts that's coming and plowing right into eastern now Columbiana County. This where you start to see, again, I'll look short here because Paul's much taller than me, but what you see here, these almost blue shades showing up, Unionville, Columbiana here, working toward New Waterford and Middleton. That's some very strong wind gusts, and we're watching this closely because of the trajectory of how this is starting to take shape here. This is potentially trying to do a little bit of spinning in there. It's certainly not a very strong signature, but it's something that we're closely monitoring. I'm a little concerned with what we see between about Columbiana here and New Waterford, Middleton, East Fairfield as well. So in these areas, I want you to be extra alert and make sure that, again, you're paying attention to what's going on here, taking these storms seriously. Seeing, again, in northeastern Columbiana County, around Columbiana, between Columbiana and New Waterford, some concerning signatures showing up there on radar. Paul?
Yeah, and again, concerning is a good way of putting it, Ryan. This is one that we're going to watch the consistency of this to see whether or not it evolves into something bigger or not. Out to the west here in Canton and southeastern Stark County, again, that tornado warning has now been canceled. That is still a severe thunderstorm warning. So this is also an area we're watching closely too, and it too, not showing any of those big strong signatures like it was showing earlier. So again, as we back up and regroup here tonight, it does look like, as we take a look at the bigger picture, this is the main core, and I'm going to go ahead and outline this on a squall track. I apologize, that was not the proper way of doing that. So what I want to do is go ahead and draw a track on the gustiest wind. If you're living in Youngstown, basically I-76 across Mahoning County, I-80 is probably the better line to use right now north. The worst part of the weather is past you. It's moved on to the south here. But that south of I-80 is still dealing with some rough weather. It is, we go ahead and put a squall track on this. I'm going to run this line through some of the biggest wind that is associated with this entire line. This is moving at about 50 miles per hour. So this will put this on through down toward East Liverpool, even Lisbon around 12:30, which is where we're sitting at. It's right on the borderline with you. But as we look ahead, you can plainly see this gets on into Malvern and northern parts of Carroll County, Waupun over in western Pennsylvania, about 12:39, 12:40. And off to the southeast and southern parts of Columbiana County as this moves on through at about 50 miles per hour. So this line is on the move tonight, and that is good news. This thing is actually running a little ahead of schedule now. It did really well. The models did really a good job showing when this was going to start, but this thing is dropping south fast now. And we'll go ahead and run this on a loop once again here over the last 2 hours just to show you how this has marched in off of Lake Erie tonight and then dropped off to the southeast. So this main push of heavy rain and some hail now moving its way through southern Mahoning County into mainly Columbiana and Lawrence counties getting the worst weather, Jim.
And want to just reset the pins and thank, we got new viewers that are tuning in every minute now to kind of see what's going on with plenty of power outages now in Mahoning County. Mahoning County now has over 3,200 customers without power. So if you are now watching as we are streaming, we thank you for that, and we'll keep you intact with what's going on. Trumbull County with about 600 residents without power due to some storm damage, and the news crews are out there as well. We'll have, of course, all the footage tomorrow. But as I mentioned before, we want to see your pictures for tomorrow. But please wait until tomorrow before you get out there and snap pictures if there's any downed trees or things like that in the roadways. If you have to be traveling, if you're one of the people that have to actually be out on the road this morning going to work, then we thank you for taking those pictures and sending them to us at the WKVN.com reported site, but want to do it when we're all clear. Still tracking severe weather that is now moving in through parts of western Mahoning County and now Columbiana County, getting some stronger winds, right, Paul?
Yeah, and it looks like this is dropping anywhere from a half inch to a little over 3/4 of an inch of rain as it presses on through. Now keep in mind that's probably contaminated slightly by some hail because we've had plenty of that moving on through too. In fact, if we look at some of the hail swaths, they were bigger out to our west. These are the areas of purple. Right now, not seeing a tremendous amount of hail locally. And again, this is something that has just been slowly starting to fizzle compared to what it looked like even an hour ago, but still dealing with some very heavy rainfall moving through the Columbiana area. We keep bouncing back and forth to our velocity products and not quite seeing any consistency. Go ahead, Rick.
Pittsburgh on velocity there.
From there?
Yeah, now what I
Around
want to
the
point
East
out is we
Palestine
zoom
area.
into East Palestine, New Waterford area. Really not liking the way this is shaping up here, how this is showing. It does look like potentially there's a little bit of rotation in here, a little bit of a pocket of that. The brighter blues here show where that's kind of pushing out here, indicating perhaps a little bit of trying to spin up here around New Waterford and pushing toward East Palestine. Now this is just a severe thunderstorm.
I'm going to crank up the radar beam and
Okay.
you'll be able to see it wrap with the mid levels of the storm, Ryan.
So that's what he's
this is
saying
still
here,
one.
what he's
Go ahead.
referring to. He's going to take the beam that we're scanning at and continue to go higher and higher into the storm. And again, seeing that staying pretty consistent all the way up as you take a look at all those different levels of this thunderstorm. So again, around New Waterford toward East Palestine, Unity and Negley, and see we're seeing that as well. This is switching radar sites over to Cleveland now as well, and showing that in that general area as well. So I do think potentially a little bit of rotation showing in here, a sign that we need to be taking this extra seriously as this is showing that you should be moving to a safe spot here in your home, lowest level of the home interior room. I know this is not a tornado warning, but we want to be extra cautious with these storms based on what we've seen take place off to the west. So from about Middle Rock, New Waterford, Unity, East Palestine, Jimtown, Negley here. You should be moving into a safe spot right now as this storm continues to move through. It'll be out of the area in about 10 minutes, but very concerned with what we're seeing showing up there, Paul.
And Ryan, what this has been showing, and we've been talking about this is one of our products. It's called our shear swath, our rotation tracker. And you can see it did show a little bit west of Columbiana, another little burst here around Middleton. And we were talking about this with our Velocity products, but right now you can see that is along that same path that is now moving into the Negley area, Carmel Acre Road. This is around the Lake Tomahawk area, Union Ridge, Carmel Acre, Dyke Road, moving across 170 here and right into the center of Negley. This is extreme eastern Columbiana County along 154 too. So this is, again, right now this is a severe thunderstorm warning, but if you heard us talk about earlier, this was also a spot that we were watching some of this potential quick spin up on these storms, and this is what we're seeing. This is one of our newer tools with our new weather system here. This rotation tracker does a pretty good job generally picking this up, and you'll see that is the only spot around locally that is showing this. And if I back this up over the last 3 hours, watch where you see that before.
And we need to go to air right now. Tornado warning issued for that particular thunderstorm. So again, the area that we're talking about here, Jeff, if you could hear us, let me know when we are switched over to over the air as well.
Okay, what we're doing now is we will be switching to air. Jeff, go ahead, Jeff. There's our tornado warning, Ryan.
And we're over live as well?
I haven't heard what, we are now
we are live on
air.
air. So I want to update you. A tornado warning just issued for eastern Columbiana County now. It's the area flashing in red. We're seeing indications of rotation around Rogers. East Palestine pushing toward Negley as well. That's what this red shade is showing right here. So eastern Columbiana County, you need to be moving to a safe spot right now. It's the lowest level of your home. If you do not have a basement, move to an interior room, preferably a well-insulated room, and make sure you're taking cover as this storm works through. Again, that tornado warning going until, if we can click that, Paul, to get the timestamp on there.
Yeah, 1:15 a.m.
1:15 here in the morning. We've been seeing some concerning signals on velocity on radar with this as that pushes right now through Rogers toward East Palestine and then moving off into Beaver County. Again, tornado warning issued for eastern Columbiana County until 1:15 here. That area that you're seeing showing in green and red, that is where we have rotation being picked up by radar here. This is moving right now toward Negley. The storm's spinning up pretty quickly here over the last about 5 to 10 minutes. We've been tracking this continuously on WKBN and WYTV.com and jumping on air here, as is our policy, anytime a tornado warning is issued in our coverage area. So again, this is moving right now through Rogers toward Negley here, East Palestine, and you see the update coming in quickly, shifting off to the east here. This is along the Ohio-Pennsylvania border in eastern Columbiana County. You need to be moving to your safe spot right now. If you know someone in that area, give them a call, make sure they're awake. It is late at night, and these are often the most concerning types of tornadic thunderstorms that we see, the late night storms that come through the area. Paul?
And again, let's go ahead and talk about this because this has moved right down 154 across the Lake Tomahawk area into extreme eastern parts of Columbiana County here as we move on into western Pennsylvania. This tornado warning, let me emphasize this because this is now basically from Negley east. There is a lot of heavy rain. Rogers back toward Middleton, even toward Columbiana, East Palestine, but the sheer area, the area we're concerned about of rotation is moving along this eastern fringe of Columbiana County. So if you are in this red outline, basically from East Palestine down to Fredericktown, along 170 east in extreme eastern parts of Columbiana County, you want to take cover. And also, even over in western Beaver County, you want to take cover too. You can see how this rotation is working its way. And again, this is our rotation tracker. This is a shear tracker where we can see some of that spin in those storms as they move on through. And this is moving right through the city of Negley. This is 170, just south of Negley here, and then over into the Pennsylvania state line, currently Black Hawk Road, heading over toward Black Hawk here in western Pennsylvania. So this is the area of concern. Ryan, if we can go ahead and zoom out a little bit, I want to talk about the rain because we're talking about this rotation and spin here. This is some heavy rain on the backside. And I know it's probably scary if you're from Unity to New Waterford, but again, if we look at that velocity product, that area is now east of Mill Rock here, pushing toward Nagley, over toward Carmel Acre. This is the Lake Tomahawk region, 170 over toward Fredericktown and eastern parts of Columbiana County, then pushing over into Beaver County. Out to the west, some extremely heavy rainfall, but this area, and you can see how these colors are changing shades here, right around the Nagley area. This is that area we were watching for one of the spin-ups, and if you've been following us as we've been streaming since the 11 o'clock news had ended, we've been watching these little pockets try to spin up at times. This one did enough to trigger a tornado warning. Again, this is a Doppler radar tornado warning south and east of Columbiana County, stretching from Middleton off to the southeast along 170 and eastward. But it does look like the most dangerous part of that storm, at least that rotation part of that storm, is just about across east of Nagley here, across the state line into western Pennsylvania, but still some very heavy rainfall on the backside of it here across parts of eastern Columbiana County. Again, this is why we're breaking in on the air across all channels. We've been streaming live as the severe weather has been pushing on through. This will be the last of the worst weather as it presses on southward. In fact, if we can take kind of a bigger picture here, Ryan, just to show this entire line marching on through. This is a tornado warning. It expires officially at 1:15. My guess is they'll trim this back a little bit quicker and we'll get you back to programming on air. You can continue to follow us as well as we continue to stream at WYTV and WKBN.com here tonight. But again, this is a very dangerous storm now crossing the border of western Pennsylvania. I believe that's an update there. What do we got, Ryan?
And that is an update there. Trimming back that warning, you'll see that update on your screen here, that flashing red box. But what I want to do, hone in on here quickly as we do another update, taking a look at velocity, it does look like if we were to have a tornado with this particular thunderstorm on the ground, it would be right on the state border here from Nagley over toward Canalton and Roten town here, and south of Darlington, moving into Beaver County now. It would be right on the state border here. You see that warning box just got smaller, so we'll stay with this here as this continues to move out of the area. The other thing I do want to touch base on is, again, these storms as they have been moving through the area. The last tornadic storms that we had, seeing reports coming out of that of hail up to the size of ping pong balls. So large hail is a concern with this thunderstorm. If we can go ahead and pull that up.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at what most are used to looking at here, the rate reflectivity values, and that's the deep reds and those pink colors. That's that heavy rainfall here in northwestern parts of Beaver County there. Ryan's talking about the hail, and I'll go ahead and circle this area here. That's what he's talking about. And again, that is some very strong updrafts. The wind pulled it up into the storm, helping to support these hailstones. But we've been, of course, tracking, of course, the rotation with these too. And just to kind of give you a bigger picture here, this was under a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible. And then this was triggered as a tornado warning as that spin up continued to blow up. But as far as hail goes, you can see this also has laid down a blanket of hail with it.